Hello everyone, I'm Batpan. Welcome back to Batpan's Game Dev Adventures. I know, that was a big word. I'm super pumped to have you all here. First off, a huge thank you for helping us hit 30 subscribers. Today we're taking our game design skills to the next level by modifying the HealthBar we created in our last video. We'll be adding some amazing animations and a regenerating function to make it even more dynamic. Whether you're just starting out or you've been on this journey for a while, you're in the right place. And if you're looking to dive deeper into game development, you can check out my series of videos for more tips and tricks. Plus, don't forget to check out my very own game. The link is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more game dev tips and tricks. Let's get started and make some magic happen.
Magic.
If you don't know how to create this simple health bar, you can watch my previous video. You can get to it by clicking on top of your screen right now or get to it with a link in the description. I'm going to create a whole new script. I'm going to put the functions inside that script, but it is kind of the same thing as the script we created in the previous video. So no worry on that. You guys will definitely understand it if you watched the previous video. If you didn't, I will definitely explain everything. With that being said, let's go and create a C# script. I'm going to create a folder, health bar. I'm going to create a new C# script. I'm going to call it modify HealthBar YouTube. Double click to open it up. We're going to be using a UI in this script, so we need to add this up here using Unity engine.ui, so we can actually access a UI file in here, for example a slider which is our health bar, or a text file, or anything. These are the things we're going to be needing in our script, and I will explain it later on in the videos when we get to them, but I'm just going to create it right now. So public slider, which is going to be our health bar. I'm going to create an image, public image. It is going to be the image color of my health bar. For example, when we are regenerating, we want the health to be blue, so we just want to change its color because the fill area is actually an image. Health bar, I'm just going to name it color, so you guys know we're just going to use this for the color. Then we're just going to go here. I'm going to call it regenerate, the part for regenerate. Anything added in here will be used for regenerating. I'm just going to create a boolean. I'm going to call it can regenerate. I'm going to make it equal to false at the start, and then I'm going to create another boolean. I'm going to call it break the regenerate, which is equal to false as well. Then I'm going to create a float. I'm going to make a serialized field so you guys can actually see the amount from outside the code. So serialized field, float. You guys don't have to do the serialized field. I'm doing this for the sake of the tutorial, and I'm going to name it time spent. You can name it whatever you want. We don't need void start. You can delete it. We have the update here. So I'm just going to say if input get key down key code dot t, for example. When I press T, I want to get a damage. So how did we get a damage in the previous video? We called a void name damage. So I'm just going to say public void. Again, I'm going to make it public, so any other object wants to give us a damage, we can just call this void in their script. For example, an AI has a script, it's going to give us a damage. We can just give this public void damage to that code, which is going to just give us a damage. If you have watched my previous video, you can definitely understand this, but I'm going to again explain it for the guys who are new in this video. So public void, I'm going to call it damage. Up here, when I press T, I just want to call this void damage. If we want to give it an animation of decreasing the health, we have to do it inside an enumerator, because we want to, for example, wait for a certain amount of time, then decrease it rapidly. So we're just going to say enumerator, and I'm going to call it decrease health. It needs a float of damage health. You'll understand in the upcoming minutes what this is for. What I want to do is, I want to go inside void damage, as I said. I'm going to explain it to you guys. I'm going to create a float. I'm going to call it second health, which is this, but you'll understand how I'm going to give it to this. Second health, when we get a damage, and our second health is actually equal to our actual health that we have right now minus 15, the damage we're giving. Instead of 15, you can up here, when you're calling this void damage, you can create a float and give it a damage value, and instead of 15 you can just say minus damage. And as you guys see, it is giving me an error because it needs a value inside it for the damage amount. For example, I want to say when I press T, I wanted to get, for example, 15 damages. What I did is I created a void called the damage. This damage actually needs a damage amount. For example, an AI gives us 20 damage, but when I press T, it gives me 15 damage. So the damage amount is different. We can just give different amounts of floats to this one. And then we're just going to say it is for a fix of bug that I actually use this. I encountered a bug. To fix that bug, we have to say if second health is less or equal to 0. We just want to make it second health equal to 0. So it is not actually less than 0. Because if it is less than 0, our health bar value cannot go less than 0. And it will not regenerate. When we get damage, we want the color to be red. Our idle color is actually red too, but because when we regenerate, our color is actually blue. And when we press T, we get damage. We don't want it to be blue again. So we just have to reset the color to red. We write health bar color equal to color.red. You can give your custom color here. You can just say public, for example, color 32, example red. You can give it from outside the code and just give this red here. But I'm not gonna do that in this video. I'm just gonna say color.red. And after that, we're just gonna call this enumerator, which is gonna decrease our health little by little until it is the amount we want. So in here, we're just gonna say start coroutine, and I'm gonna call my decrease health. And it needs a float for damage health. For the damage health, I'm just gonna give it second health. The second health we created up here, which is equal to our actual health at the moment minus the damage we are given. For example, if we have 100 health and if we are given 15 damage, we now have 85 health. So 85 is now given to this, and it goes inside here, and actually the health is reduced to 85. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say health bar that value minus equal 0.5f. I wanted to decrease 0.5f every yield return new, wait for a second, every 0.01 f seconds it is decreased by 0.5. You can change these numbers to decrease it faster. So after it is here, we just want to call this enumerator again, and we're going to be doing it again and again until it is reached the health we want. For example, 85. So we're just going to say start coroutine, and we're just going to call our decrease health, and we're just going to give it the damage health. We just call it and we just give it the amount it had before. How do we know we've reached 85 and we have to break our enumerator so it doesn't decrease it anymore? It is actually very easy. We go up here and we say health bar that value is less or equal to damage health. Damage health is actually the value we took from this damage void, which is actually 85 in our case right now. Health bar the value equal to damage health, and we just want to say yield break, which is just gonna break our enumerator so it doesn't decrease it anymore. Okay, now we can go and check it out. We need an empty object to give our script to. I'm gonna create an empty object. You can right click here, or you can click on this plus and create an empty object. I'm gonna modify health bar. I'm gonna give it my script. We need a slider, which is actually the slider we created for our health bar. We need an image. Image is actually the fill, not the fill area. It is actually the fill. You put it here. For the color, as you can see when I press T, it decreases with an animation. We can give it a value to change it from outside the code. You can actually create a float and call it and make it serialized field and give it from outside the code. Say serialized field, for example, decrease amount, for example. And it is actually float. Float decrease amount, we can just make it equal to minus equal decreased amount, and we can just give the value from outside the code. For example, we make it 2, it is faster. We make it 0.5, it is actually slower. As you see, it is faster. When I make it, for example, 0.5, it is actually slower. Okay, this was for the decrease animation. We can go to its regeneration. It is actually done inside the same script. So we go in the void update. Here I'm just gonna say regenerate, and I'm going to put the values inside this. The can regenerate is actually used in here. We can check if we can actually regenerate or we cannot. So we say if can regenerate is actually equal to true, and we do a function, and the function is actually this. The time spent actually calculates how many seconds it has been since we've got damage. Time spent plus equal 1 times time the delta time. This time the delta time is important because it's gonna increase it according to the time and not according to the frames. Time spent is actually bigger or equal to 2 seconds, for example. So it's just gonna wait for 2 seconds, then it's gonna start regenerating. Health bar color equal to color dot blue. So this was for the update of the regenerate. We go down here, we close the damage. Go up here, I'm gonna create a part for regenerate. So you guys know this is for the regenerate part. We actually need another enumerator. I'm gonna call it regenerate coroutine. You can name it whatever you want again. I'm just gonna call it regenerate coroutine. When we did this once, we don't want to do it again. So we can just make this can regenerate equal to false in here. So it can regenerate equal to false. If this part is important, health bar dot value is bigger or equal to 100 if it is actually full, or break regenerate is actually equal to true. Either we're at full health or we have broken the regenerate function. We have to stop it from regenerating anymore. So to stop this from doing, we first need to change its color to the ideal color. So we say health bar color equal to color.red. Again, you can give it your custom color. My ideal color is red, so I'm just gonna give it red. Then we say can regenerate is equal to false. It is because we don't want to regenerate again. Then I'm just gonna again say break regenerate is equal to false, because once it was true, I make it false, so it doesn't do this again and again. After that, I'm just gonna break this enumerator. So we say yield break. This was for the stopping it, and inside here for actually increasing the value and regenerating, we're just gonna say health bar the value plus equal, for example, 0.5f. It is actually kind of the same thing as decreasing, but it is actually regenerating. So yield return new, wait for seconds. I'm gonna wait for example, 0.15 seconds. Then again, I'm just gonna call this regenerate coroutine. So it is actually going to repeat again and again and again until we've reached full health or we have broken the regenerate function. When do we break the regenerate function? When we get a new damage. So to call this regeneration function, we're just going to go inside this time spent. After it has been 2 seconds, I'm just going to call my regenerate enumerator. Regenerate coroutine. It's actually this easy. And we go inside our void damage. We're just going to say for the break the regenerate, we say regenerate. So we know it is actually for the regeneration. We say break the regenerate is actually equal to true. So when we get a new damage, we want the regeneration to be broken. That was for the damage. Now we go to adding regeneration to this decreased health. So we just want to do it inside here. I'm just going to say, so you guys can actually see it. In here, we just want to say break regenerate is actually equal to false. We don't want to break it. And we say can regenerate is actually equal to true. And then we want the time spent to be equal to 0. Why did I put regenerate inside here? It is because I want the animation to end, then I want to actually start the timer for regenerating. So that was actually it. We can actually go and check it out. As you can see, when I press T, it's gonna decrease, it's gonna wait for 2 seconds, and it's gonna regenerate. Again, for example, like here. It's gonna wait for 2 seconds, it's gonna regenerate. So that was it for this video. We modified the health bar we created in the previous video and we made it better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to explain it as simple as I could. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, a like would be amazing. It would make me very happy. You can subscribe to see more contents and more functions like this. I would be very happy if you told me your opinions or your comments or anything you want or any questions you have. I'm gonna go do something for the end of the video as I did in all my videos. So this is what I created for the end of the video. I hope you guys or gals like it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.